All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at lesson 11-10, using models to compare fractions with the same numerator. So again, numerator is the number above the fraction bar. Denominator is the number on the bottom, below the fraction bar. So we're focusing on today's lesson where the numerators, the top numbers, are the same. A little bit of a review. When the denominators are the same, we use the trick. The bigger the top number, the bigger the fraction, okay? But in today's lesson, the denominators are not going to be the same. They're going to be different. The numerators are going to be the same. So for today's lesson, since the numerators are the same, what we're going to ask ourselves is, do I want to share with 3 people or do I want to share with 6 people? If I have a cake or a pizza, whatever is your favorite thing to eat, do you want to share that something with 6 people or 3 people? I'd rather share it with 3 people, because if I share it with 3 people, I'm going to end up with more for myself. The more people I have to share it with, the smaller the piece I'm going to get. So if I have a cake and I'm sharing it with 100 people, I'm going to have to divide that cake into 100 pieces. But if I have that cake and I'm sharing it with just 2 people, I'm going to end up with a bigger piece for myself. So here we have our unit fractions 4, 1, 6. Add them together and we get 3, 6. Bottom we have our thirds. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 3 thirds. My denominator stays the same. 3 over 3, same over same, is equal to 1 whole. Okay? 3 thirds. That's the whole cake. That's the whole pie, whatever you're talking about. The whole thing. 1 whole is going to be greater than 3 6. The whole entire thing is greater than 3 6. So I'm going to put my 2 dots on this side and my 1 dot on this side. And again, I would rather share it with 3 people than 6 people, because I'm going to have more for myself. This is going to be more. Okay? Let's take a look at the next one. It says, which is greater, 1/4 or 1/6? And again, using that trick, the numerators are the same. Do I want to share a pizza with 4 people or with 6 people? I love pizza. I'd rather share it with 4 people, so I will have more for myself. Imagine sharing a whole pizza with the whole entire class. 1 pizza, we're going to end up with a little bit for ourselves, as opposed to if we just share with 4 people, we'll have more slices for ourselves. And the slices will be larger than the slices that we would have to cut the pizza into if we share it with the whole class. So we're going to draw strips. We want 1/4 strips and 1/6 strips. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make my whole, and I'm going to do 2 of them, one on top to represent 1/4, and one below it to represent 1/6. Fourths, I need to divide it into fourths. So I'm going to split it in half to get half, and then split each half in half to get fourths. Okay? So each one of these is a 1/4, and I'm just going to shade in 1 because that is my fraction, 1/4. 1/6. So for 6, I need to split it into 3 and then double it. Here's my middle. I'm going to go a little bit away from it to the left, go back to the middle, a little bit away from it to the right. So now I have thirds as best as I could draw them. And then I'm going to split each third in half to get 6. And these are my 1/6. And I'm just going to shade in 1. Here we can visually see, boys and girls, again, here is my finish line. Here is the NFL finish line. 1/4 is closer to that finish line. 1/4 is closer to 1 whole. Therefore, 1/4 is greater than 1/6. Okay? And again, if we have a cake, okay, we need to ask ourselves, do I want to share that cake with 4 people or 6 people? 4 people. Because I'll have a bigger piece to myself. Look at the pieces that are the 4s compared to the 6. Okay? The pieces are going to be larger. The 1/4 pieces are going to be larger than the 1/6 pieces. So again, when the numerators are the same, we ask ourselves, Do I want to share with the denominator for either 1, okay? And it's kind of the opposite with the denominator trick. So when the numerators are the same, it's the opposite. The smaller the bottom number, the bigger the fraction.